According to the Britannica, automobile racing, known also as motor racing, began soon after the invention of gasoline-fueled internal combustion engines in the 1880s. In 1895, the first automobile race was held, from Paris to Bordeaux, France and back, a distance of 1,178 kilometers, or in other words, a massive 732 miles. From there, over the next 78 years, automobile racing was dominated by physical races on real tracks with hundreds upon hundreds of skilled drivers showcasing their racing talents behind the wheel of a variety of cars, ranging from modest commuter cars to fast and highly sophisticated race cars. Then, as technology advanced and the gaming industry boomed, automobile racing went virtual with the release of the first racing video game, a video game created by Atari that went by the name of Space Race. Space Race was released in 1973, and it was a game where two players took control of spaceships in an attempt to be the first to cross the screen. The last time I checked, spaceships aren't automobiles, but Space Race laid the foundation for the games that came after it, which included 1974 Speed Race, developed by Taito, 1980's Rally X, developed by Namco, and in 1982, potentially the most influential racing game ever created was released. The game in question is, of course, none other than Pole Position, a racing video game developed and published 41 years ago by Namco Studios. This is the game that's often considered the genesis of modern racing games. The 1990s saw the release of F-Zero in 1990, the first Super Mario Kart in 1992, the first Need for Speed in 1994, the first Gran Turismo in 1997, and so much more. Over the last 50 years, millions of people have played a racing game of some sort or another, whether that be Space Race, Speed Race, Rally X, Pole Position, F-Zero, Super Mario Kart, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, or another one of the many racing video games that have come out in the last half a century. Like a moth being irresistibly attracted to a bright light, racing video games have roped millions of people in due to the thrill and challenge of racing against friends, teammates, and on-track rivals. The sense of accomplishment one feels when they narrowly take a win after an intense back-and-forth 15-lap battle with another competitor, it's incredible how fantastically dopamine-inducing it is. For those of you who found this video and don't play racing video games, I warn you, as while the competition of racing games is excellent, once you get into it, like myself and so many others, you'll be addicted for the rest of your days. That's not a bad thing though, as racing games and the competition associated with them is nothing short of superb. In my case, I have played dozens upon dozens of racing video games in the last 20 years, ranging from Super Mario Kart and Need for Speed to Forza, Project Cars, Assetto Corsa, and so much more. I have invested many years of my life into the racing genre of video games, and out of all the racing games I have played, with 52 days of playtime in Forza Motorsport 6, 238 days of playtime in Forza Motorsport 7, as well as the many hours I've spent playing Forza Motorsport 3 and 4, the Forza Motorsport titles easily take the cake in terms of the racing game series I've spent the most time playing. Turn 10 Studios released the first Forza Motorsport on May 3rd, 2005, but my journey with the Forza Motorsport series didn't begin until the release of Forza Motorsport 3 on October 22nd, 2009. Over the last 18 years, casual gamers and die-hard racing enthusiasts have been drawn to the Forza Motorsport series for a multitude of reasons. Those reasons include stunning graphics, extensive car rosters, challenging yet easily accessible physics and handling, excellent competition in community leagues, esports competitions, rivals mode events, and so much more. Millions of people have been pulled into the Forza series over the last almost 20 years, and while the majority of these people are casual players, there exists a passionate community of players with an unquenchable desire to prove their skills and be the best they can be in the Forza games. Known as Forza Esports, the first competitions took place on Forza Motorsport 1. These were mostly low-stakes competitions where friends, teammates, and rivals would battle it out on track purely for the sake of fun. Of course, these kinds of competitions still exist today, but Forza Esports has grown tremendously over the last 18 years, and there are now competitions that offer big amounts of money to be had.